This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts and how he proved a certain reporter wrong. Also, we're going to talk about Quez Watkins making a return. And lastly, the keys to victory. Today is Football Sunday, but let's get straight into it. All right, so let's talk about Jalen Hurts, man. Let's just get straight into that, man. Jalen Hurts, this old interview, I believe, when he was in college, came out and they was talking about how Jalen Hurts been so successful in college. They asked him how many games he lost with Alabama, something like that. He said about 4 games in 4 years or 3 years, something in that matter. And the interviewer was like, "Yo, you know you ain't gonna get away with that in the NFL." You're like, we'll see. But let me go ahead and play this clip.
4 years of college, how many times did you experience losing?
Four.
4 games. You know, it's not going to be like that in the NFL.
We'll see.
As you see, Jalen Hurts been very successful in the NFL. He only lost 4 games. What, since he been in the league? He's like 30-4 his last 34 starts. So Jalen Hurts been very successful so far. Him and Nick Sirianni been very successful. So he proved that interview wrong. And Jalen Hurts got a long ways to go in this league, but so far he's been a proven winner. It's one thing I can say about Jalen Hurts. It feel like when he's playing, especially now, we're always in the game. It's like it's hard to give up. Yeah, I'll be in the moment like, man, we might lose or this might happen. But when you analyze it, you just never know with Jalen Hurts. You just never know. He's going to find a way to win, especially with the pieces around him. He will find a way to win. Some people got that winning gene, some people don't. But so far, Jalen Hurts has proven that he has that winning gene. Not only in college, but at the high levels, even when people doubted him. Even when people thought he'd never start. Hell, even when people thought he was just going to be another Taysom Hill in this league. Proved a lot of people wrong. Even in our fan base, we were split on Jalen Hurts due to, I would say, the Carson Wentz thing, but Jalen Hurts even proved some of us wrong, even proved some of the front office wrong. So Jalen Hurts, keep going up, man. All right, so let's talk about who's getting elevated today. And the guys that are being elevated is Quez Watkins, Noah Togai, believe that's how you say his name, and Ben Van Summeren. So Quez Watkins coming back is huge to me, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are just doubting him, upset, like, oh, this is what we waived Derek Barnett for, this and that. I will say this. Last year, there were not a lot of bright spots for Quez Watkins, and I'm saying that as a Quez Watkins fan. But remember when Dallas Goedert got hurt, his production was slightly better with a Dallas Goedert being out. Remember when Dallas Goedert got hurt that Washington game and he was out against the Colts? That was one of Quez Watkins' better game. I could say that without that Quez Watkins touchdown in that Colts game, we probably would have lost. But Quez Watkins came up clutch. It's hard for Quez to be that third or fourth fiddle. That's what he's having a problem with. Like being targeted maybe at most 3 or 4 times a game. Like 3 or 4 times is high for him. If he get targeted twice, that's good. So he's having a hard time dealing with that. Now, I believe Quez, this is the time, man. It's the end of the season. No telling how long Dallas Goedert is going to be out. Maybe until the Dallas game. And you got a lot of time to just prove yourself. A lot of these dudes are wrong, man. And to me, Quez is doing a lot that doesn't show on the stat sheet. So when a casual fan is watching, they're like, Quez ain't have no catches or he had a drop this game. But his speed, his just vertical speed in general opens up the field so much for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. It's ridiculous. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. Like, anybody can do that. No, Zacchaeus can't do that. He can't. Who else would we be putting out there? Julio Jones can't do that. At the end of the day, even if Quez is being targeted once or twice, you don't want to leave him wide open going deep. You just don't want to do it. And Bam Van Summerlin. I think this is his third time being elevated. So at some point they might have to sign him to the active roster. That will be interesting. See what we do with him. I guess they see some in special teams that they really like out of him. And plus we're thin at linebacker, Nakobe Dean, right? Hopefully, the reports are true about getting Shaq Leonard on Monday. But we will see. We will see about that. So I believe that's why he's elevated. And Grant Calcaterra is dealing with an ankle injury. No wonder we signed Noah Togai. I mean, call him that. He was an Eagle before. We signed him back. And he's up on the active roster. So those are the guys. And obviously, out of all the guys, I want to see Quez Watkins, see what he got. See what he got, man. I know he was listed as questionable, but this is a huge sign that he's coming back because we didn't see this from Justin Evans. Then Justin Evans is technically still on IR because he haven't played. So I can't wait to see Quez out there, man. Show what you got, man. Because he's definitely the third option on this team right now, in my opinion. We could argue, banter back and forth. Quez is the third option. But let's see what he do with his opportunities. All right, so let's get into the keys to victory. Keys to victory. How do the Eagles beat the Buffalo Bills? Let's start with the offensive side of the ball. To me, it's just first, get enough points to beat the Bills. It's always my first thing. Just win. I don't care if it's 2-0, 3-0. Win the game. Kelly Greens. I doubt the score is going to be that low, but I'm over exaggerating. Even if you got to win 70-0 or a tight game 21-22, just win the game. That's first and foremost. But how do we do that? One, stay turnover free. Stay turnover free. I know Josh Allen will give you the ball, but you don't know about Josh Allen. Sometimes he's up, sometimes he's down. Maybe this might be the game he decides not to turn the ball over, and we decide to turn the ball over, which I hope that don't happen. That can cause us to lose. But so far, we've been doing good with turnovers. I know we got some lucky breaks, like we fumbled a couple times, I believe, against the Cowboys, but we recovered. Jaylen Hurts fumbled against the Chiefs, but the ball bounced right back in his hand. I don't want to see any of that. I want us to really play mistake-free football. Also, Jalen Hurts threw a pick. Don't need that. Don't want the Bills getting extra possessions. Second, get physical, man. Get physical. Get Swift started early. Cam Jurgens been balling out his mind. I was starting to think y'all right about that when Cam Jurgens came back. The running game just looked more fluid. It looked really fluid. But sometimes we took Swift out. We underutilized him because there's no way he should have just had only 12 carries. I believe like 4 catches. Got to involve him just a tad bit more in the run game. I get it. You want to try to get other guys involved. But we know we are in the latter year of the season. We know who's the number one guy. Utilize Swift. Get A.J. Brown started early too. Get him started early. I know last game, 1 catch, 8 yards. The past 2 games haven't been his best. So let's get him started early, man. Get him started early. Get Smitty started early as well. Let those dudes cook up. And that's how we win the game. Protect Jalen Hurts. Protect them. As that pass rush of the Buffalo Bills can get after the quarterback when they're hot for sure. So definitely protect Jalen Hurts, man. Offensive side, that's how we win the game. Defensive side, I know this is a hard task, but you have to stop Josh Allen from extending plays. We know our secondary haven't been the best. They looked good last week, but overall haven't been the best. You can't let him extend plays because they don't have MVS. They have Stephon Diggs, and they have Gabe Davis. They don't have McCole Hardman. So those receivers will make you pay. Don't leave no dudes deep like that. Don't get burnt like that. They will beat you. Now, because Kevin Byard's getting so active in the defensive play scheme, I'm not too worried about the tight end. I know they got a decent tight end over there that they got from the draft who's really good. But I like my chances with Kevin Byard, especially if they use him how they used him last game. I believe Caden, something like that. Follow him. Let Byard follow him, and we will be just fine. But if Josh Allen find a way to extend the play, we already know he can run the ball like a running back, and he can throw it like a cannon is on his arm. So try to stop him from doing that. I believe we could stop their run game. Cooks don't scare me. He don't scare me at all. Yeah, man, I don't think they get a rush off on us at all. But they passing game can get going, especially with the guys they have. Not going to have hiccups like the Chiefs. That's all we got to do, man. Stop their pass game. Stop Josh Allen from extending plays. And you will win the game on the defensive side of the ball. And that's how I believe we win this game. Mistake-free football and slowing down Josh Allen. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the game? Winnable game. Winnable game. If we were to lose, I wouldn't be too mad. It depends on how we lose, because that will be an AFC loss, not an NFC loss. So we would technically still be undefeated in the NFC. But I want to win this game because I want to stretch the league in the NFC. Extra win would definitely hurt these other teams. It will, because Dallas got the tough stretch. Lions, even though they fell to Green Bay, they somewhat got a tough stretch. And the Cowboys and Lions have to play each other, so one of them will lose. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel? Again, just about everything I said in general. You know, Jaylen Hurts proving interviewers wrong, proving guys wrong. Also, Quez, Watkins, all that good stuff. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.